Hello friends, Sam and Graham doing TCGs yet again. Here we are. I have problems, so I have another case of Outsiders. This is another one from Paul at Border Than Games. Picked it up playing in this week's Armory. I didn't quite get it opened in time to make my first video this week, but it is still jumping the line a little bit. So here we go. Here we go. Remember that if you go to borderthangames.com, either directly and using the code GrahamTCG, or simply following the link down there, in the dibbly dude nonsense, all that jazz. If you go check down there, you can follow it there for 5% off your order from Border Than Games. That is my LGS, so you're supporting some good times. You're supporting my continued ability to semi-regularly play my Armory and fun events, and, you know, Paul's a cool dude too. So, full disclosure, you know, he gets business, you get 5% off. I get some good times out of that. It's a community thing, supporting each other. I like the whole community support aspect of that. So that's what we got going on. 5% off there. Let's all have a win-win-win going on with that. Anywho, those are not where my boxes go. And I knocked that one all askance. It's another Belgium print box, case, all of the above, technically. So let's see what we can come up with. My last case was not a spectacular one. As I noted, joked, however we want to call it, I should have stuck with the Red Death Touch. For a pack with just rares and whatnot, that is a pretty decent rare up top to start with. There is our first Majestic. That is Wander with Purpose. Yeah, I told him that I had my eye on one box, and then I noticed one of them was kind of dinged. I was like, yeah, we'll go with that one. I don't know what came out of the other case, but I should have stuck with my original, the one I was originally eyeballing. But hey, it's paper packs. We love our paper packs. Oh, there's already something fun? Good grief. Okay, this is funny. So I saw it, I spoiled myself, I apologize. First box. Just a few packs in, we get a rainbow foil, Vambrace of Determination, which I think it's either the 7th or 8th one I've pulled now. I have pulled an awful lot of Vambraces. Brush off foil. It's one of those cards that people were really down on at first, but I don't know. It's tricky. It's good again in certain situations, I guess. Red Death Touch again. Backstab. Looking for a scrap. And back heel kick. Now, the real one that I think people underrated was Peace of Mind, but Shakedown. There's a good Majestic. So yeah, played in another event this weekend. 2 wins, no losses, 1 draw, 2nd place on tiebreaker against the guy I drew with, which was a great game. At some point or another, I'm still gonna revamp my Azalea. I just did not make the time to do it before that event. And I am bad about changing things up. Burdens of the Past. That is Majestic Foil #1. I'm not always great with change averse. So I took my Dorinthia in. Pretty decent results. I will give credit where credit is due. Or two of the guys that the 2 wins were both newer players, like playing in their first constructed CC event. Codex of Bloodrot. There we go. I still think I need a non-foil regular Frailty. Playing their first CC event. One guy that had been in that UPF game I talked about last week. That fellow got me down to, I want to say I was at 3 health left. It was low. It was single digits for sure. Playing Bravo, really hitting me hard and blocking well. Like that was anyone's game, really. You know, I made sure to tell him, especially for his first CC match. He had me on the ropes pretty good. Like that was a very tough game. And then the second one, also a newer guy who had clearly put a lot of effort into the deck he played. I would just argue maybe picked the wrong deck. Sorry, dude. Playing Levia, however y'all want to say it. And that game was not particularly close. But I tried my best to kind of give some ideas on how to handle Dorinthia in particular next time. And just, you know, game ideas in general. It seemed like a really sharp guy with a lot of good ideas and just general interest in the game. So I think both of those guys are for sure on the right track to being really good Fab players, and I think they both really enjoyed their time as well. So that, you know, that was worth it then, right? That was just an excellent event. And then I've played against the person. I try not to give names without permission where possible. You know, the whole thing. The fellow I played last round was playing Uzuri. And I was super nervous going into that. Peace of Mind, I was talking about this card. Get a Ponder token too. It's expensive, but I think it's really good. I think it is somewhat underrated. Concealed Blade. We've got about 4 packs left, it looks like, and we've already hit our Majestic allotment, the expected number, but no cold foil yet. Anyway, he and I have played several times against each other, and he's a very good player, and I was nervous going in, first time like playing against a CC Uzuri in person. And at time we were both at 12, still very much anyone's game. That was a fun matchup, but on tiebreakers he had me. But it was a blast. That's honestly a very fun matchup, I think. Toxic Tips is our cold foil. First cold foil is in the next to last pack of box 1. It is a common cold foil Toxic Tips. But we've already got a legendary. Granted, it's a rainbow foil legendary and not a great one. I take that back. That's not fair. It is. I actually legitimately think it's a very good card. I just don't think it is. It is not a for one I already have, and thus am trying to trade and or sell it to recoup. It is not a particularly valuable card to, offer as trade bait or sale fodder. That's the better way of phrasing that. Cyclone Roundhouse. It is an excellent card, just not one I need. I say excellent card. It may or may not be an excellent card. It's gonna get sideboarded in my Dorinthia. So Dorinthia for sure. For them Ice Guardian matchups. But I think that's kind of where it'll shine the most, as it were. But it seems like it will be a good card in that regard. I still have to actually test that theory. But there's some tweaking room in my Dorinthia. What is it, inventory now rather than sideboard? My Dorinthia inventory has some room to be tweaked. It might be good in other decks too. I don't know. Gonna have to ponder, take a look, give it a shot there first. Ooh, foil buzzsaw trap. That's neat. And see if, that's a deck that I look at and I think it should be good in. See if that's actually true before I try anything else. Bonds, host. Wuthering Shot. Yes, I said Wuthering. That was a very bad joke. I apologize. Wuthering Heights is a very... Okay, art is subjective, all that stuff. Wuthering Heights is a very bad book. I did not enjoy it. It is a book that almost single-handedly destroyed my wife's interest in reading. She read quite a lot up until they were forced to read that in high school, and we pull an amplifying arrow. I mean, that makes sense. Until they were forced to read it in high school, and she pretty much was done after that. What do you do? Had a nifty event at work today. I work in the accounting department for a day job of a fast food company, and I got to use our fryer station today and fry some French fries. Never worked in a restaurant myself, so it was just neat to kind of use some of that equipment and see exactly how bad I would be at packing French fries into little cartons. It was kind of funny, but it was a lot of fun. Just neat seeing a different side of the business. Red Death Touch. Hey! There we go! That's my Majestic Codex of Frailty non-foil. That is one of the very, very few, next to last non-foil Majestics that needed for a playset. That is fantastic. Absolutely perfect. It's a good card in its own right, but it's also, holy cow! Well, I'll be... So this is funny to me. This is a cold foil Fabled Plague Hive. This is my second cold foil. I have not seen a rainbow foil one yet. In person. But yeah, cold foil Plague Hive. last I knew, this was the first one pulled from a case sold at Border Than Games. Oh, that's fantastic. Yep, that. There were 2 cases there again. I had to make my choice. I took the back one this time like I was wanting to last time. You take the busted one or you take the one that's hiding. Last time busted was the wrong choice. So I stuck with hiding this time. And I chose wisely. Spreading Plague for Majestic there. Whoo! Okay. That is a... I mean, that is duh saying this, but that is a hit. Outstanding. Ha ha ha. Cold Foil Fabled Plague Hive. Not just a Fabled, but that it strikes me because all you got to do, I mean, it doesn't block anything. It doesn't attack anything. But all you got to do is pitch it. And when you do pitch it, you randomly give... So it's also fun for something like UPF, but even in a classic game, you give roll for each, essentially, it says, it doesn't say roll, but at random, so, dice roll, however you want to determine it. You randomly choose one of the, see, I'm all now. You randomly select one of the plague tokens, the inertia, the frailty, or blood rot pox, and give it to, randomly assign one to each opposing hero or opposing player, which is fantastic. So it's cool that you get that effect just by pitching something. You are throwing some disruptive effect. Bunch of red death touches today. Throwing a disruptive effect at your opponent. What do I have crimped today? I have a slightly crimped blood rat trap. That's neat. I'll set that aside. Crimped stuff is neat. It can have its own pile. Whew. So yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'll kind of want to stick one in my Azalea rebuild, but I don't want to stick a cold foil in my Azalea rebuild. So maybe we'll get just silly lucky, and there'll be a rainbow foil in this case too. How neat would that be? I don't think I'm being greedy at all. Leave me alone, Or Bitaclast. Not the other Majestic I need, but that is a 6th non-foil Majestic, this box. I think it is one of the... I will actually check real quick because I've got that list up. The one I still need... yeah, Nerve Scalpel card number 6. Last pack of box 2. This case has already won with a Fabled and a Legendary. This box, had the cold foil Fabled, so the box itself certainly won as well. On to box 3. Do I even need to bother? I already see this cold foiled Fable sitting right in. You see it right there? See it right there? That's a cold foil Fable. I'm not sure you're listening to me, but that's a cold foil Fable. Whew, that's exciting. That's good times. Again, I don't know, honestly, I don't remember feel like I haven't actually posted that video yet, so I think I actually spoiled one. Maybe I'll delay this one until after the other Fable I pulled. But I don't like delaying videos of stuff that I bought from my local store, Border Than Games. So I don't know. I'm going to have to do some soul searching on that one. There is our first Majestic of this box. That is Melting Point, which is another pretty decent card that I at least want in my... a second Toxic Tips. That's actually kind of funny. So our cold foil of box 3 is yet another Toxic Tips. Sideboard. I think the technical term, like I said earlier, is inventory, but it's a sideboard, let's be real. I at least want Melting Point in my sideboard for potential use against Ninja and Assassin. I think that is definitely going to be a thing. I mean, it's a good pump in and of itself. Cyclone Roundhouse, Majestic foil. So, I mean, there's some other matchups it might go in, but the fact that it'll destroy those one-handed, low attack one-handed weapons, those daggers, is appealing in those matchups specifically. Y'all know I'm just sitting here grinning. There's my Majestic Premeditate. I've got my play set already, but that is one. I mean, for non-foil Majestics, I've got most of them now, except for that dagger I still need. But yeah, if I'm gonna pull a duplicate Majestic, Premeditate is the one I want to see right now. Kind of the opposite thing of the Vambrace, because it's easy trade fodder. Toxicity, Backstab. There's a Spire Sniping. Spinning. I've already gotten a cold foil. It was early, but I have not seen a lot of like cold foil repetition in this set from the perspective of getting multiple cold foils in a given box, even if they were late or early. I feel like I've seen it once or twice in what I've opened. Don't quote me on that. That's me trying to remember. But I haven't seen it as much as in some past sets. I feel like they've kind of tightened that cold foil distribution just a little bit, which is fine. Okie doke. Foil Premeditate as our rainbow foil Majestic. Only thing better than Premeditate's foil Premeditate. There's still a whole lot of foil Majestics I'm lacking that I might have honestly preferred to pull one of those, but again, with Premeditate, it is easy to turn it into something else you might need. So seeing a foil and a non-foil in this box is pretty aces. So still got, looks like 8-ish packs left for box 3. And all we're really expecting to see, and there is one of them, I was about to say, is 2 more Majestics, but we get the pretty spiffy Down and Dirty as one of them right off the bat. So I with how many more? 7 more packs. My guesstimation was right. With 7 more packs, I only expect 1 more Majestic as a hit. I kind of figure we won't see anything else but 1 more Majestic. That said, we have also seen a 6 Majestic box in this case already. So surprises could come. And if not, we've already got 2 premeditates this box. We got cards flying everywhere this box. There's Fletch Blue, Skybound Shot. And for the case, we've already got a Play Guide. So I'm just saying, I think I'm in an alright spot with however the rest of this box and the final box do or don't go down. Codex of Inertia for Majestic number 5. We will gladly take, while it's not as good as Frailty, I will gladly take any of the codexes. Are fun to pull. I just think they're neat cards. I think they're neat cards. Last pack of box 3. Not really expecting to find anything here. There is Blue Death Touch. It's a Frailty Trap. Rainbow Foil Toxic Tips, but nothing else. As expected. Exactly as expected. No complaints there, though. For a no frills box from this case, getting, you know, just a common cold foil and the exact expected number of everything else, a foil and a non-foil premeditate is not really something to complain about. Majestic 1, Cyclone Roundhouse. Not generally one of the Majestics I hope to see when I already have a playset of them. Spinning Wheel Kick. I do still want one of them Cold Foil Crow's Nest, though. Still gonna try and track one down at some point. There's Humble, Wreck Havoc, Plunge. Since I'm going to build or revamp my Azalea, I would love to have that cold foil to be a part of that. That is funny now, though, that I've essentially gotten second place in both events that I've played to try and win a Crow's Nest so far. So close, so close. Amplifying Arrow is Majestic 2 for our final box. I won't get to play this week, and I'm a firm maybe for the week after that, so I'm probably going to have to resort to trading some of my sweet trade fodder for one, because I'm just not thinking I'll be able to make it out to another event. End of April and then into May it gets really busy. Hey, Rainbow Foil Nerve Scalpel. Rainbow Foil, I can't remember if I need that one specifically or not, but it's a Rainbow Foil weapon. It's always nice to see. And I think I need it. No, I'm pretty sure I have that one. In any case, it's a rainbow foil weapon. I'm not mad to see it. But yeah, going into, you know, I've got my youngling who's in school, has some extracurriculars that has been taking up violin this year, has like a concert for that, and starting to travel and all kinds of traveling and meetings and, you know, primarily good stuff. It's not necessarily like an actual problem. It's just I don't think I'll get to play much, so I'll have to probably trade for a crow's nest. But this is Flesh and Blood Codex of Frailty, so I've been needing one for a hot minute, and I pulled 2 in this case. Yet another great duplicate Majestic to go with my 2 premeditates thus far. Yeah, so I mean, what I was saying, it's all good stuff. It just means I won't get to play. I'll get to use the T of the TCG. I will get to do some trading, hopefully, with somebody who either has extras or just didn't plan on playing it and doesn't collect what they're not playing. I will get me one of them crow's nests. I will find a way. I'm looking for solutions, not just the problem. Death Touch, Fletch Red, Infectious Host. I don't know what just confused me for a second there, but I did get very confused. Bleed Out, Sneak Attack, Spire Sniping, and Nada. So we don't have a cold foil yet this box. We do have a rainbow foil Majestic. We only have 3 Majestics. So I would expect a cold foil and 2 Majestics still. There is one of the Majestics, another Silverwind Shuriken. Humble Spike with Frailty, and a cold foil. Okay, now this is irony. This is the cold foil of the Majestic that I need a non-foil copy of. That being said, oh, and it's off center as heck. That's wild. That said, we will not be complaining about a cold foil Majestic. We will happily accept that. Destructive. So this is interesting. Most Belgium cases I've seen have ended up with 2 legendaries. I say most, definitely not all. Like, I have personally pulled at least one that did not, or opened at least one that did not. That said, a cold foil Fabled kinda goes a long way to making you not super care about that. Especially when the Majestic hits for this particular case have been, you know, 2 Codex of Frailties and 1 each. There's an Orbita class, so not my Nerve Scalpel for what is probably the last hit of the case. I do not actually remember what I was saying. I know I was saying something about the legendaries and then something about the Fabled, but oh yeah, the Majestics too. Yeah, the 2 Codex of Frailties, the foil non-foil Premeditates. It's tough to fault this box for anything. This case. I have that problem so much. The case is a box, but it comes with 4 boxes of cards. What's a Threadbare? Last pack of the case. We've already had our magic, but does the last pack have just a touch more magic for us? Let's slow roll this one so I don't accidentally spoil myself. Widowmaker, that's a fun card. If there is something. There's Bonds of Ancestry, Razor's Edge, and no extra craziness there, wildness. I try not to use the word crazy. It's one of those things that I've started picking up that it's just a word I try not to use. If I can use something else as a synonym, I try to. So wild is my typical go-to now. Nothing too wild in the close. This is still funny to me. 2 cold foil toxic tips, but we got a really off-center cold foil nerve scalpel. We got a rainbow foil nerve scalpel. I would have liked to have a non-foil of this one too. Oops. Foil Premeditate, which is legit, and Buzzsaw Trap and Burdens of the Past. Those are our cold foil, most of our cold foils, and foil Majestics. Pretty good run of non-foil Majestics. You know, always okay to see a weapon. Shuriken, Arrow, Codex of Inertia, Down and Dirty, Premeditate again. Oh, how did I miss that was a foil? I got an extra rainbow foil Majestic. That is Cyclone Roundhouse. I bet that was the other one in that 6 Majestic box that was actually a second rainbow foil. Wow. Melting Point. Yeah, 2 of the same Orbitoclast. That's funny. Spreading Plague. Another Frailty. And Blood Rot. And Shakedown. I mean, go through these, make sure I didn't miss any other interesting. Spreading Plague. I mean, a bunch of these are really good cards. Just not super standout. But man, Shakedown, Codex Blood Rot, 2 Frailties, Inertia, Down and Dirty, Premeditate, and Melting Point. That's a pretty dang good slew of non-foil Majestics. Rainbow foil. My, like I say, 7th or 8th one of these now. 1 cold foil and the rest rainbow foil. But that is Vambrace of Determination for a legendary. But the winner of this case, in the coldest of foils, a Plague Hive, which is just such a cool. It's a Mark Poole piece of art, which is neat. It's just such a good looking card. That foiling is so slick, the way the color pops. It's just neat. Love it. That case was a win, y'all. 2.5 thumbs up for that one. Thanks again to Paul at Border Than Games for having a good shop and having a case that I could pick up. And again, check out borderthangames.com. The code is GrahamTCG at checkout, or hit the link down there for 5% off your order. I would really appreciate that especially if you don't have an LGS. You know, I'm always about supporting your LGS. If you're gonna play there, do your best if they got the stuff for you. But if you don't, or you know they just don't have what you need, or whatever the case may be, hit up Paul. He'll help you out. Good dude. But thank you so much for your time. This was a fun one, getting that Fabled. Always neat to see the cold foil Fabled pop out. I am super thrilled. I hope you had as much fun watching it, seeing me in my stunned silence for a moment again as I did opening it all. I really appreciate you. I try not to take you for granted, so I'm going to let you go. But thanks again. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.